Everybody, may I have your attention, please? Food time. We couldn't decide what everybody wanted, so we bring out the ingredients. And you can make your own sandwiches. Also, there's going to be a prize given to the one who... Of course, it has to agree with your stomach. In other words, it means that you can't win the prize unless you eat your sandwich. Hang on, Pickles. You got to make a big sandwich or a little sandwich.
Do you know where that jelly comes from?
No. Yeah, of course, but you have to bite it, so I don't know from where it comes from.
Excuse me, do you know where that cheese comes from?
No.
Where do you buy it?
From stores.
Where the pickles come from that you have in that sandwich?
I have no idea.
What about orange juice?
Florida.
Do you know where the bologna comes from?
From Hungary? Probably some animal.
Do you know where peanut butter comes from? The supermarket, crossroads to your stomach. Foods from all over the world stop there on the way to your fork. Some come directly from exactly the way they were grown. But others go first to the factory to be cooked, frozen, or canned, or completely changed. Processed foods complicated to create, like peanut butter. Now there's a story. Children in America eat enough peanut butter every year to coat the Empire State Building with a layer 3 feet thick. Yet 100 years ago, there was no such thing as peanut butter. But one solitary physician, working by himself in his lonely laboratory, helped change the eating habits of a nation. In the doctor's day, the only place to prepare foods was the kitchen stove. There were no factories to turn out cornflakes, TV dinners, or even a can of soup. Unfortunately, little is known of the good doctor's research. Even his name has been lost, but not his discovery. The doctor knew that peanuts were rich in proteins, but how could he prepare them for his patients so they would be easier to eat? At last, the inspiration came. Roasting the peanuts before grinding them improved their flavor. Finally, the doctor's goal was in sight. He could eat his own creation without choking on it. The results were beyond his wildest expectations. He called it peanut butter. Why do you like peanut butter?
Because I like peanuts.
Why does it taste good?
Because it got peanuts in it.
Do you know how peanuts grow?
Yes, I think it's in vines. I think in trees. They don't grow.
Peanuts don't grow.
No.
How do peanuts come to exist?
No.
The peanut is not really a nut, but a bean. But a very extraordinary bean. No other grows in quite the same way. The seed sprouts into a plant with roots and leaves. Then one day the plant flowers. Unhappily, the flowers wither almost the same day they bloom. But then something truly remarkable occurs. The vine re-enters the earth, and the peanut begins to grow. When the peanuts are ripe, they're dug up and left to dry a few days in the sun. Then a combine collects them and separates them from the vines. Texas and Oklahoma grow them, North Carolina and Virginia too. But the farmers of Alabama, Georgia, and Florida specialize in them. Japan grows them, and countries in Africa and South America. But only in the United States do most of the peanuts end up as peanut butter. Nobody except Americans seem to like it much. Each year, manufacturers produce enough peanut butter to build a mountain a mile high. 100 years ago, most of the peanuts in the United States were eaten by pigs. The discovery of peanut butter elevated the peanut pig trough to the roof of the mouth.
Do you like peanuts better than peanut butter?
No.
Why do you like peanut butter better than peanuts?
The peanut butter gummy.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You like peanut butter?
Yes.
What kind do you like better, regular or crunchy?
Crunchy.
Why?
Because I like to hear my singing.
From dawn to dusk during harvest, the farmers bring their peanuts to the buyers. The sample is taken from each truck to judge the size and quality of the farmer's crop. The buyer offers the farmer a price based on the sample, 11 cents a pound on the average. It takes about 2 pounds, or 22 cents of unshelled peanuts, to make a pound of peanut butter. But before the buyer sends the peanuts to the processing plant, he shells them and loads them into sacks. From the shelling plant to the grinders. But first, the peanuts are cleaned in the electric vibrator. The vibrator shakes out any shell particles that still cling to the nuts. Next, the ovens. As the doctor discovered, roasting is an indispensable step. After the roasters come the blanchers. Brushes inside the blanchers remove the skins and hearts of the nuts and clean them of dust and mold. The skins and hearts are slightly bitter, so blanched nuts produce a milder flavored peanut butter.
And they chop up the peanuts.
Finally, the grinders.
Sugar and maybe some salt and a couple other ingredients and mash them up.
A pinch of salt, a bit of sweetener.
They mix it. Probably in a mixed mass. I just don't like the taste. Because it's too gooey.
Depending upon the size of jar you buy, will cost 50 to 70 cents a pound.
It tastes good? Well, sort of sweet taste.
Peanut butter costs about 3 times as much as the same amount of raw peanuts, but you can't spread raw peanuts on bread. Manufacturers continue to experiment to find more ways to eat peanuts and more ways to manufacture new kinds of food. Today, complicated processed foods made in the factory are as much a part of our diet as simple foods from the farm.
What do you have in that sandwich?
Well, I've got pickles and salami, and mustard and bread, peanut butter, banana, raspberry jam, bologna, strawberry jam, apples, and peanut butter, mustard, and I have bologna, and I have caramel.
Do all those things go together? Are you going to eat that sandwich?
No. Attention, everybody. We're now going to announce the 2 winners. The prizes will be for the most original and the biggest. We have 3 judges, including me, and you're going to line up in front of us, and we'll announce the winner in a minute. She's delight. Peanut butter and jam.
People who came up, we have 2 people. The first one is Jean for the most, for the biggest, and Gabby for the most, for the most original one. Now those people who want to try it, we'd like them to take a bite of it to show us how good the sandwich is. Is it good?
Excuse me, do you know where that popcorn comes from?
Hey, who invited you to this party anyway?
The search for the perfect peanut butter still goes on.
Excuse me, maybe you could help me. I'm with Market Research, and we're giving away free samples today. We just want you to try something and give your opinion on it. Just take a taste and see what you think about it. How's that?
Out of sight.
Out of sight.
Far out.
How about the sugar?
Sugar? Right on. Right on.
How about the flavor, the nuts?
Nuts? Nutty. Yeah, definitely nutty. Hey, you giving any free bread away today?